What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen, I got a story update for you. And it's amazing how this thing then just unfolded after I last reported it. 2 days ago, I think it was Thanksgiving Day, matter of fact, I reported a story on this man right here involving this woman right here. The gentleman pictured up here was not really a gentleman, but his name is Marquis Glasper. He's from Houston, Texas, where I'm from. Shout out to the H, you know what I'm saying? This guy right here has been on a run for months and charged with the murder of his wife. Pictured here, her name is Crystal Lynch. Now, this guy right here supposedly took his wife's life because he assumed that she was having an affair, which hasn't been announced. I mean, it's not proven yet. But either way, they were husband and wife. The body has never been found. Now, as far as the particulars of what's known so far, this man has just been caught yesterday. Now, I didn't say where he was caught at, but he's off the streets. A lot of people was worried. Our family members, some of them in Dallas, they came on TV and pled for help in finding him. Somebody obviously heard the call. He's been caught. Now, I'm going to play you this video real quick, detailing what has happened so far with him being arrested. And we'll come back and talk about this. Check it out.
10 tonight, a man accused of killing his wife and hiding her body will have his bond set tonight. Marquis Glasper was arrested this morning after he was charged with murder earlier this week. Houston police believe he killed 35-year-old Crystal Lynch back in May and then disposed of her body, which was never found. Witnesses told police Glasper believed his wife was having an affair. Police say they found blood in Lynch's car, and it looked like someone tried to clean up a crime scene in the couple's townhome. Now, according to court documents, Glasper was taken into custody this morning. Lynch's sister told me tonight it's a call they'd been waiting for months.
First, it was like, yes. And then it was like anxiety immediately, like, maybe now he will confess and tell us where she is.
Jennifer says the family is desperate to learn where Glasper dumped Lynch's body, but says she's choosing not to read any of the grisly details released in court documents, saying it just reopens a very fresh wound.
I just want to know why. Why couldn't you just walk away? Why couldn't you just leave her be? There's two missing pieces to this puzzle, and that's her and justice for him.
A judge has already ordered a mental health evaluation for Glasper. Glasper does have a prior criminal history. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison for a 2002 aggravated robbery. We will update you as soon as we learn more.
All right, guys, that's the news. Marquis Glasper has been picked up after being on the run for so many months. And I want to key on something real quick. This lady, Crystal Lynch, right? His ex-wife. Now, it's not known whether she was committing an affair or not, because she's not here to explain herself. And a lot of times, which is the reason why I'm bringing this fact up, there are a lot of hot-headed dudes out here. Guys, we know this. We know this type of dude. They're childish. I call them boy kings. You know what I'm saying? The littlest thing will set them off, and they will just be like an explosive powder keg without even knowing all of the facts. Now, I don't know that he knew that she was cheating or she was hinting at cheating, because remember, in my other video, he threatened her a bunch of times, like, hey, you ever cheat on me, I'll kill you. First of all, bro, if you got to do that to a woman that you decided to take a vow and go the rest of your life with as a partner in life, somebody that would most likely take care of you when you're old and broken from giving the sacrifices of your body, you know, for her and the family or whatever, and you're threatening them like that, you can't scare people to be with you. You're going to be at her mercy at one time or another. Threats like that, women don't forget. They're like cats. You know what I'm saying? or like elephants, whatever. You can say what you want. Women are smart. They got a lot of wisdom. They're going to sit back, smile in your face. But at the end, they remember what you said. That's why you always got to be cognizant of what you say to somebody that you classify as the person you love and want to spend the rest of your life with. This guy was dooming himself from the beginning. If I feel as though I got to threaten a woman to make her stay with me, she ain't the woman for me. Y'all agree or disagree? Same thing with women. You got to threaten to make him do what you want. He ain't the one. And it's like, man, we are so far removed from like just a normal, functional, operating relationship to where we got to use scare tactics to keep people in our corner or in our pocket. Listen, if I got to control you, and I want y'all to hear me, if I got to control you, and a lot of y'all feel like this, if I got to control you, I don't need you. It takes, 18 years to get a child to functional adulthood according to the standards of this nation that we in. What the hell I want to raise a woman for, or a man? For a woman to go and look somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? It's obviously something you either lacking or something that, she sees in somebody else that makes them more of a compatible person. Either way, people can part ways. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. People can part ways. Being married or being in a relationship with somebody should not mean a death sentence if one of the parties decide, hey, this is not for me, or this is not where I'm wanted to go. I don't understand how nowadays it's like death is the only way out from being with somebody if you don't want to be with them no more. The sister said, why did he have to do that? They said it was blood in the house where somebody tried to clean up the crime scene. Then it was blood in the car. So obviously he killed her, took the body, put her somewhere. He ain't going to tell where she's at. Now, the thing is this, everything points to you, bro. You might as well, you're busted. You might as well say something. Give closure to the family or whatever. Because either way, your face is in the media. They know you did it. They're saying you did it. Everything points to you in your house. Stop it. Stop it. And this is one of those things I say before, I don't think I ever said this on here. You see a lot of guys doing crazy stuff, very controlling nowadays. It's like almost a risk of loss sets them to another dimension to where they got to put their hands on people or they got to do something that's outrageous when all they got to do is sit back, take a breath, and really analyze the situation to see if they're part of the reason for the problem or not. Nobody does that. Everybody projects outward without intellectually thinking, internalizing and trying to process what, is the cause of this problem. Listen, as a man, when you are surrounded by people, your children, your wife, you are always what? The leader. That's a tremendous and it's a strenuous task. A lot of people ain't built for that. A lot of people out here nowadays don't know what men are because they don't have the blueprint. Same thing with women. That's why they're easily manipulated, turning against their own family, killing their own kids because they don't have examples to follow. Listen, to be a man, there has to be examples of men for you to follow. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people out here right now got children and they're dating for them. You have to date for these children as well. Y'all getting these guys? He might be a nice guy to you on an adult level or a sexual level, but how is he with children? Does he have children of his own? Did you look at how his children act? See, it's a lot of things as far as vetting. Everybody talk about background checks and stuff like that. That also is a background check. Same thing with me, like me. I'll meet a chick. I look at how she deal with her kids, how her kids act. Are they good kids? Are they wild? Will my children, because if you're going to get married to somebody, they're going to have to intermingle. Will my children pick up any bad habits from them? You understand what I'm saying? And that's the truth. For there to be men, to raise men, there has to be example of men for them to follow. Same thing with women. Especially if you ladies out there got a little girl or something like that, you should get a man that's going to give you a loving relationship and a respectful relationship and be a leader so your daughter can see the relationship between a man and woman that's fruitful when they're in love. Too many kids are in these households where it's a bunch of fighting, a bunch of beating on each other and stuff like that. The children are powerless. So what they do when they get older and they get their anger, it's internalized in their subconscious. And men say, you know what, to get a woman that can do what you say, you got to put hands on her. Or some women, hey, for a man to do what you say, you got to act crazy and fight on them and stuff like that. Man, we are messed up. It's like the blueprint is set on fire and it's a small fragment of what's left for us to follow. It's like all the pieces to the puzzle ain't there. And everybody's trying to put it together. Now, granted, everybody's different philosophy on parenting will be different, but there's a universal guideline to where, you know, things should be. And it goes along the guise of common sense. Get somebody that's loving. Get somebody that cares about you. Get somebody that cares about your children and wants to see them do well. So everybody going for this thug. Everybody going for this tough guy, this emotionally detached person because it looks good. And it's been going on since the beginning of time. Like they say, good girls like bad guys and stuff. Well, it's starting to come back and bite some people. I've been a good person my whole life. I've done bad things out of desperation for trying to get back to being a good person, but I have. But I always kept intact, you know, knowing that I'm built from something and from somebody that put a lot of time and energy in me for me not to be doing the dumb shit I was doing at that time. I understood that. I learned from it, and I put the best of me into my children. I try to keep them in a good situation, keep them surrounded by positive influence and be mindful of negative influence. We can turn this around overnight if we want to. Just start saying, you know what, I will stand for this, but I will not stand for that. And I don't worry about affairs of the heart because I'm not going to take temporary satisfaction for long-term dissatisfaction. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of us are out here right now thinking we can change men, we can change women, we can change their situation. History is history. They can't forget what they've been through. A lot of them is broken and you can't fix that. You can't. Stuff like this is the result. This guy right here should have used common sense. Divorce is easy. You got to go through it. If his kid is involved, go through it. Because I'm going to tell you something. Ain't nobody going to take my freedom out here. And I'm not going to let myself get so enraged that I want to take the life of somebody that I once loved and I thought it was going to be forever. That's all I'm saying, man. This lady, rest in peace. This dude right here had poor judgment, man. Maybe he didn't have the example of a good man to follow in his life to where he could, you know, use his intelligence and wisdom to say, hey, you know what? If it ain't working like this, let me try another channel. If that channel don't work, let me just go and pull out because I don't want to hurt nobody. And I damn sure don't want to hurt myself. In life, you go in the casket by yourself. The only thing you need to be worrying about, if for those that you can't help, you know what I'm saying, is your own health. Because I'm telling you, I am not going to kill myself trying to fix somebody or trying to get somebody to go down the same road and path as me for me to go and do greater things. A lot of us are going somewhere and we want to take a lot of people with us. But some people want to drag their feet and some of them don't even want to move. Remember that. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Use better judgment, man. Date people with your eyes closed. Go by what you feel here and what you hear here. Stop going by what you see. Time catches all men and women. We all look ugly in the end. I'm just saying. See you in the next video. Take care.